Hey everybody, welcome back to Outward. So last time we had got this pack upgrade, which now gives us 75 pounds of capacity, which is pretty great. I feel like the music volume in this game is sometimes random, I don't know. Alright, and the next thing I've been thinking about is combat. So I've been reading some of your guys' comments. Actually, I read all your guys' comments. And I've been looking at some other videos. And what I've kind of realized is that I have been approaching combat kind of stupidly. And that I had this idea that I wanted to play the game a certain way, and that the game should let me do that right off the bat. But that's not really how the game works, and so I have to rethink a few things, and what I'm trying to rethink are traps. From what I have watched, traps will help us out quite a bit. You can see that I don't have any traps on me right now. I do have some back in our storage in our lighthouse in Cierzo. And eventually when we get back there, I'm going to start playing around with some traps. We're going to find some of those beach praying mantises, and we are going to practice our trap skills on them and see how much damage can we put into these creatures before we actually have to deal with them up close and personal. But I don't know if there's anything else that I can do here for now in Berg. I mean, no doubt there's millions of things I can do here in Berg. What I don't know is if there are things that I should be doing for my skill level and my loadout. I do want to make sure we're not missing out on any loot that's just scattered about.
I wonder.
Yes, this is the busy guy. We've talked to him before.
Can I help you?
The Chamber Lords of the many tribes of the Blue Chamber Collective come here regularly to discuss important business. Wish they were here
Can I help
now,
you?
but I don't think they are. The region has a tame climate and is home to manticores and beast golems. Stay away from the old temple on the mountain, it's crawling with horrors. I think that's where we had been. Definitely grab some water while we're here. I will continually wish for NPCs that had random dialogue as we passed by, and I think about games like The Witcher that implemented things like that really well. Now that's the room with just the one guy in it. And I don't think he could teach us anything valuable just because we don't have mana. And
What can I do for you?
And I don't think I have the silver. Yeah, we definitely don't have enough silver for anything. 21 silver. Well. Alright. I think we've explored Berg as much as there is to explore right now. We've been back here. Gabriel Ellis Sullivan. So it marks these important people on the map. Fairly certain that we've talked to everybody. interested by little areas like this. They're doing like within the walls farming here. Too dangerous to farm outside the walls, I guess. Makes sense from what we've seen. See, if you go off the beaten path, you usually find something. Endurance potion. Perfect, we're gonna need that. And we have our mineral tea concoction that increases impact resistance and cures indigestion. It also restores burnt health. Now, I've been learning about burnt health, but I don't like looking up stuff online when I'm playing a game. I try to learn from the game world, or I also like to learn from you guys. I understand now that when my health is flashing, that part of my HP bar is burnt, which means it can't absorb damage. And that by resting or by taking certain concoctions, we can restore that burnt health to just regular health. So my question, if anybody can answer it, is this. What's the difference between having burnt health and no health from the standpoint of if I'm in combat and take a hit? So let's say half of my HP is burnt health right now, the other half is fine. I'm in combat. That's one situation. The other situation is that I simply just have half of my health bar full, no burnt HP, just a half and half empty. What's the difference functionally? Is there a difference? Because from what I understand, resting restores burnt HP. Does it also restore totally spent HP? I'm fairly sure that it does, but I'm willing to say I could be wrong. So if you guys could let me know the difference between, is there a benefit to having burnt HP over no HP? What does it matter? What's the difference, etc.? I mean, obviously burnt HP is bad, we can get rid of it, but having no health is bad too. Is one worse than the other, and if so, why? That's the question. We can break this down. Salt we always need. Somebody had told me finally how to fill the lantern with oil, but I think I already sold our good lantern. But it goes like this. There you go. And I guess what that does is it apparently just crafted a whole new lantern that's refilled. I don't know why it does that. But if I had combined oil with our other lamp, well, we would have still had a badass lamp. So that's my bad. But I learned that from a comment, and I appreciated learning that because I definitely didn't learn that in the game. Alright, we have crab eye seeds. Poisonous seed that when grilled is the first step in creating usable poisons. These berries restore stamina over time. I wonder if it's with the alchemy kit that we can make some of that gaberry jam. Or whatever that jelly was that we had that one time. Well, I think I'm gonna head out. Back into the Emekar Forest region. And we'll see what it might take to get ourselves back... well, back in the game first. Now, I know it's going to be probably a pretty... you know what? That's not that bad. We can come through here. However, I wonder if we're going to actually have to, like... I hope we don't have to go all the way around. There has to be a way that we can simply head basically directly west is what I would like. We could check out the old windmill and... no, and not that fort. Face of the Ancients sounds cool. Haloed Marsh sounds cool. Oh, okay. Man. So much stuff I'd love to see now that we're right here, but I know that I need to get back home. Because I know I have nowhere to drop my loot, but you know what? I'm at 36 pounds and I got a 75 pound capacity. So I want to head over here to the Face of the Ancients. So we're going to go... first we're going to go east, then we're going to go north. How about that? We're on the wrong side of town. And I'm like positive there's probably another exit, but we'll go around, see what we see doing that. And avoid the much dreaded load screen of doom. Gather smoke root, yes, please, I will. What is that gonna do for us? Fire infused plant that grows in burnt fields. I bet if I combine this with linen cloth, we will get a fire rag like so. I have 2 right now, and I don't have a lot of linen. I'd rather use my linen for bandages at the moment. And speaking of that kind of thing, let's go ahead, toss that there. Alright. I think it is gonna make us like, well, we can just go east this way, maybe. Maybe. No. It doesn't like it when we try to get creative like that. It's okay, we can cross this cool bridge and go east from the other side. It'll be a little bit more roundabout, but I think that's fine. This bridge is pretty cool. I guess they didn't feel like finishing the road. That would have just connected to it. So if I were building this, I would just connect the road. But we're not seeing a lot of travel in the world of Ori. It doesn't seem like people travel often amongst communities. The story in the world being that the world is too dangerous for that to happen. That's not what the world feels like to me. The world is very dangerous for one person. If I had a caravan of 5 guys with me, some horses, and some weapons, I feel like we could basically rock this show. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like, I know that that was the thing. The world seems kind of underpopulated and under-traveled because it's supposed to be so dangerous. And for us, it is. I mean, especially for me. But if I were to be able to communicate with some other people here in our communities and say, hey guys, let's all band together and go check this thing out. It's really cool, but it's pretty tough enemies. I feel like we'd have an okay time of things because I feel like in a real world that's how things work. Of course traveling is dangerous. Of course taking goods from one town to another is dangerous. Throughout history it's always been that way. Even in our world. But that's why you have caravans and teams that work together and communities that work together to establish trade routes and all of these things that have actually happened. And so sometimes the immersion gets a little broken for me. I think the game is beautiful. I think the game world is beautiful, and I love playing it, and I'm going to probably keep playing it for a long time. But I'd like to see some things change. I'd like to have the world feel a little bit more alive and a little bit less empty unless we're in a dungeon or some deep cavern or something like that. Having friendly NPCs that we can actively talk to and overhear their conversations, and maybe even recruit someone to travel with us, would make the single player experience really a lot better, I think. And the game could still be challenging and could still be mysterious. Challenge and mystery don't have to be created simply by taking away things, taking away information and storytelling. You don't have to do that to make the world mysterious or compelling. And you don't have to take away information to make a game challenging. In fact, if you gave me a companion, you could probably make combat a little bit tougher, knowing that we would have a hand. Like these 3 guys up here. If I had some traps, I might consider taking them on. So I'm now starting to see the allure of the traps. Basically, I want the game to feel a little less empty and a little more threatening. It's like the world is threatening except when it's boring, right? So right now we're just walking. Pretty self-assured I could walk in this direction and we'll see some danger before it comes upon us. And then you take some MMOs that are challenging and they usually fill their map levels up with lots of challenging enemies, and you kind of have to be careful about accidentally pulling groups and getting yourself into trouble. Here we can kind of wander freely. Any danger we see, we're going to see from a long way off. And so while while combat is dangerous and engagements are dangerous, it's fairly easy to sneak around and avoid all combat as I've basically been doing. And it's not really challenging to do that, it just takes the decision that you are not going to engage in combat. Let's see, if we're at this tower, that probably means we've strayed. We were here, we crossed the bridge, we went east. Unusual. Maybe it's not something significant enough to be marked on the map. Oh, but over here is the Vigil Pylon. So we did miss our mark. We're like right here. I need to go way north to see the face of the Ancients, but that's okay. Because now we can check out these two places. Like something happened here. But what, I can't interact with this in any way. It's glowing green, as if to suggest I'd be able to loot it, which would be neat. But I can't. I can climb on top of it, weirdly. Nothing going on here, sadly. Like I said, it seems like this is supposed to be something, but... But it's not, I don't think. Okay. It looks like some kind of gruesome monster that has been slain. A thought had crossed my mind, like, what if I wait till night and that thing comes alive? As cool as that would be, I don't think that's going to be a thing. But you guys can correct me if I'm wrong on that. Which I'd love to be in this case, because it would be really neat. Let's see, we never really got to investigate the Vigil Pylon in our home zone. Somehow here, with the benefit of death teleporting us all over the place, it's been much easier to investigate this area and see a bunch of cool stuff. And I'm really digging our bag. Oh, there's a real error. Let's take a look over here, and then I realized there might be loot where these humans were skulking around, so we're back in. Just in case you guys wanted to see me get murdered by these guys as I attempt to sneak through this area and loot whatever they think is in here to loot. Although I probably just found the only chest we're gonna find. I checked a few of those bag looking things and they weren't lootable. So, not too concerned about checking all of them, but hey, what the hell. No, see, they're not lootable. If these guys would split up a bit, I wouldn't mind taking them on, but... Oh, that's nice. Well, it doesn't... Oh, great. I can't even... Can I crouch it? Are you kidding me? You saw nothing! Pretty sure that guy's like a mage. I heard like fire light up. Let's see if they aggro forever. If so, maybe I just turn on and kill one of them. They kind of gave up. They're at like a slow, menacing walk, like a Michael Myers walk. He's doing his best Michael Myers walk. He's probably going to be in front of me in a second for no reason. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. Oh yeah, here he comes. Well, if he keeps coming out here, I'll slice his damn head off. Oh, you bitch. Oh! Well, easy to take down a single mage, I guess. Mana Stone, Turnip Pottage, and Cold Stone. Transmuted Mana Stone using an alchemy kit to merge the stone and a pinch of blue sand. Okay. Not sure what that's used for, but that's alright. I'm gonna do something I don't normally do. I'm gonna leave my pack here. Probably no point to do this. Whoa! I mean, he's just fucking quick. Roll! Roll! Ugh. There we go. That health potion was definitely up. Pouch overweight. Oh, we don't have our backpack. Let's pick that up. Overall, not a bad combat there once we split them up. Needed to realize I could move dodge the spells from the mage. Oh, look at that, some spikes. Probably have to use those for a trap. I want to get into that trap making. That will help. I know I have some pressure plates and such back at the house. Which, you know, is quite far from here. Let's pick this up. And since we've accomplished something, if the game would be so kind as to let me, I would like to get a save in. Out in the rain. Oh, you know what? I have this. I have this amazing tent we found somewhere. And we're going to use this. Because rain protection. Let's do that. And hope for the best. Alright. Hey, the tent is really freaking cool. I like that a lot. Definitely a huge quality of life. Look at how it comes down. So neat. What is that I'm looking at? Nothing important, or... Okay, let's transfer some of this stuff, obviously. This can go to the bag. This can go to the bag. Put these in the bag. Okay, well. That should do us. Make sure we didn't forget anything. Nothing else over this way. Alright, well that was successful. Single humanoids and single troglodytes, guys. And we can take on, you know, in traditional combat. If we so choose. Anything else, beasts, magical creatures, I think we're gonna have to employ traps. I see 2 bandits up there. And that's the other sad thing is... the idea that out in the open world we will never come across a friendly NPC, and when we do, it only happens in the text cutscenes when we get defeated. We don't actually ever see these people or get to talk to them or even thank them for saving us. The only NPCs we meet in the world are enemies, and that's kind of unfortunate, if you ask me. It's unfortunate to me even if you don't ask me. I would love having to question whether I should kill a mage, as opposed to just saying, hey, I'm going to wait for this mage to come down the road, then kill them. Not typically how I approach games, but in Outward, everything outside of a town is your enemy, so you don't have the ability to use any kind of morality or make decisions. Like, sure, I could totally leave them alone, that's a decision, but if I get close to them, they are going to aggro me. I don't get to have any kind of interaction with them that might prove to some other resolution besides combat, or them chasing me until I drop aggro. Well, that's something I might want to trap for, but this is the pylon, so I know that thing is going to be super fast just by looking at it. We did just get a save in, if he does just happen to murder us. But I'm definitely going to see if I can avoid him for now. Which, well, let's see. No, if I could jump even a couple feet, it would be possible. But since we can't, it's not. So let's go around this way and make sure we're not missing anything back here. Very interested in what that is as well. I don't know. This is very interesting. I just don't know what it's supposed to be, and I don't know that we're going to find out. Which reminds me of like every season of the show Lost. Like, hey, here's something really cool. It's really interesting and mysterious. But are the writers ever going to tell you what it is? I don't know. I certainly hope so. But it doesn't always work out that way, unfortunately. This is something we can go into, which I had not considered before. Thought it was just going to be an external structure. But here we go, guys. Right to the desktop.